everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game features two teams who both excel at the turnover game, as they both rank in the top 10 in turnover differential. It's the Falcons going up against the Broncos. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, as you get a look at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Straight ahead, it's a matchup of unbeatens between the Atlanta Falcons and the Denver Broncos. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. In the backfield is Anderson. They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. The offense on your screen now, and our first look at C.J. Anderson.
And what a look it's going to be. Making a name for himself rapidly, running the football.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result. Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And here now the defensive starters for Atlanta.
Desmond Trufant has made a great reputation in a short amount of time in the NFL. A lockdown corner that most teams don't attempt to try.
Now let's go. Green 39.
On 2nd down, Lynch. Incomplete into the hands of Fowler. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. They'll throw on first down with Lynch. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Back to the ground, Anderson. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. Lynch now throwing on 3rd, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it. But it just kept carrying and carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. 7 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
Now it's Ryan. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up fourth down.
One-handed. Love the effort. Not much production on that play, though, huh?
Not a whole lot of yardage. You get that grab, you probably want a first down.
And he'll be the one in the film session and be saying, hey, run that one back, coach.
Yeah.
Run that one back.
One more time.
Let's see that again.
2 more times.
And they won't.
8 more times.
They won't. Didn't get much out of it.
So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They come up in an offset eye. Again, Anderson. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with third and just a yard.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. On second down, Ryan. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Having an effective short passing game, one of their main concern coming into this one, right there, able to hit the D with a quick strike and a first down.
And you're able to put that into your game plan when you see that there's space to throw the football. A lot of defenses don't want to play press coverage or tight coverage. They'll play backed off, and sometimes those cornerbacks will bail out really fast and really get deep, and that allows you to throw the quick game underneath, and they took advantage of it.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
I know it's a word that we tend to overuse, but Devontae Freeman can be awfully explosive with the ball in his hands.
He showed at the beginning of last year. He had 10 touchdowns the first couple months. The Falcons themselves were red hot, then sort of went down the tubes a little bit toward the end.
Yeah, the team's record and his production declined the same way, but I really like his overall game.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Ryan now to throw on third down. And yes, he found Toilolo. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. That is caught. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
They come out here in the eye. First and goal from the 1 as they fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 now. Now the Purdue man, this is Akeem Hunt. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Kind of running there at your own risk against that 4-3 and that big line, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't really run it against a good 4-3 team that well because I've got to get those guys on the move a little bit. If you're a static running team, meaning you just want to run it in the middle, you may have some trouble against good defensive tackles. That's what we just saw in that play. No gain. I think that call was made not so much to try and get the 1st down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, got the safe completion on 3rd. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. This is taken around the 12. Look at the spin.
Balance.
Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. On 1st down, Ryan toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Now Ryan on 1st down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down. They toss to Freeman. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it rest of the game. And it does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know the rule is first guy hold up the runner, everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on 3rd down. Third and 2, now Ryan. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
On second down, Anderson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Well, we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile, playing with great leverage in hands. Not really able to be blocked on that play. Close things down inside.
Lynch now throwing on third. He's got his man here. It's Green. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic. So anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run. And that was a nice play by the defense, and it is tough to be an offensive lineman nowadays, especially if you're dealing with how the defensive tackles have evolved. Their quickness, their agility, their speed has changed the big guys in the middle, the center, and the offensive guards. Formerly,
looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Second down now after the incompletion. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. And he'll get it up the middle. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They come out here in the eye. Now Ryan. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Shaquille Barrett from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. On second down, Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That one good for 14 yards. And that'll make it third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance, and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on third and long. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
They go play action here on first down. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. Second and 10. It's Ryan again. This will be caught just inside the 10. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
And the coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the deep.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They were stopped last time from the 1. Now here's another try on 3rd and goal. They come out here in the eye.
They pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They'll look to run with Freeman. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Second down, here's Ryan. They'll roll him out right. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Patrick DeMarco, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are in for 6. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They use their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. Shreds the tackle. And that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. They go back to the air here after the INT. He's got time. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Second and 10 now. It's Lynch. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. And now they're in the hurry-up. And now Lynch.
C.J. Anderson.
And this will be caught. It's Fowler for a Denver touchdown. Benny Fowler, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 2nd down, Ryan. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
I know exactly why I tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. And he'll get it up the middle. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we send you on down to our studios in Orlando, where standing by is Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Now Ryan on 2nd down. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
On 3rd down, Ryan. It's caught. Jones. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. It's hauled in by Hardy. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
To throw again is Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the play.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Stopped immediately there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
When the defensive line controls the offensive front the way we just saw there, it doesn't allow any of the offensive linemen to leak downfield and get to the linebackers and block them on the second level. You end up with the type of play we just saw. Linebackers didn't have to fight anyone off, didn't have to knock.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 33 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming. Third down now following the run.
Let's go.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to 4th down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
So they don't get a touchdown here in this opening drive of the third quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You've got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
So out come the Falcons now. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 14 there, and that leads to an Atlanta first down.
While sometimes it doesn't appear like much, the out route can be very dangerous when you throw it to a guy like Julio Jones. If you try and undercut it, he can turn into a big play. The reason he's able to get it so often is because of his ability to push people deep, and they have to respect that.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
In motion goes the tight end. And he motions the wide receiver. On second down, here's Ryan. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And it'll be third down. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Derek Wolfe in there to get him for a loss of 9. And that'll lead to 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And Sanders now to return. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. So the Broncos coming out now. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They'll run again with Hunt. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a large yardage possibility?
And Fowler's got it. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
Lynch to throw. And Green with a catch left side. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Welcome back now to Denver. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. So this brings up a 2nd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. They'll try and run with their fullback. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a 1st down.
On the run, this is Hunt. And he's got room. And he's brought down after a good gain. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Broncos a 1st down.
Every player I know tends to play the game in his mind before it actually happens. There's no way he thought that at this stage of the game, this would be his first big run like that.
Yeah, but it's got to feel for him like the floodgates open, a sigh of relief. Now we'll see if things can open up for him.
See if it can continue.
Virgil Green is tight end, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
When offenses dial up big shots downfield, they're not always for the guys out wide. Sometimes they want to go to their big target, deep downfield, and the defense breathes a sigh of relief. 50-50 balls.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Here's Ryan to throw. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
They go play action here on 1st down. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the 4th. And that will make this a 4-point game. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. And Denver getting set to take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
2nd down following the run.
All right, here we go.
Play action. It's Lynch. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Lynch. Adrian Claiborne in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Well, they've gone backwards so far in this series. 3rd and 13. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Now Paxton Lynch on 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Desmond Trufant. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Now Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And Bryant's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
That's what I do.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Here we go now.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And quickly, they get to the line.
Wow, that one took some guts. If this doesn't work, you're handing him incredible field position, but this head coach is undaunted, and he makes the call to go for it.
There he goes left side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Akeem Hunt, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. And he knocks it through. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They are in field goal range here already. How do you handle this situation, tie game?
In a perfect scenario, you want to find a way to get the ball to the proper spot for your field goal kicker. They always have preferences. And you want to bleed the clock down so that when you do kick it, as the ball's going through the post,
zeros.
The clock hits zeros.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll run. This is Hunt. And he's going to cut it back left here. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Hakeem Hunt with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Broncos capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a one-score game in the 4th. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He's back to throw. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. They'll look to throw. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
That's tough.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To throw. That's caught at the 3. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Mohamed Sanu in the final minute. And his guys are just an extra point away now from taking the lead in this game. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to...
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're up by 1. They have the football. The key here, just don't do anything silly, right, Charles?
That's exactly right. You know, all the admonitions as they ran out there. Take care of the ball. Secure everything. Be tight in everything that you do. No let up. No crazy plays. And they can go home with a victory.
Let's see here if they can do all those things and hang on to this victory. They'll eat some clock with Freeman. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They run, Devontae Freeman. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered, let us run to the ball, we'll make big plays. Well, that paid off there. All the guys up front, the big fellas, they controlled the 5 offensive linemen. That allowed the linebackers to see the openings, sprint through the gap, and snuff that play out in a hurry.
Well, certainly a tough loss here, but they've got to move on. I mean, you have another opponent next week. You dwell on this one, it hurts you the following week.
That's where the 24-hour rule comes into play, win or lose for all teams. Either enjoy the win for 24 or reflect on the loss for 24, then put it aside and move forward.
So for Atlanta, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head down to San Diego for a matchup with the Chargers. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long